Hey everyone, what's going on? It's Eli. First off, again, I apologize for not uploading this yesterday. I have been busy with the holidays and New Year's and getting back into town. I went home to Minnesota to visit my family, and I just got back the other day, and then I had a drag show New Year's Eve, and so I've just been really busy. But I hope everyone has been having a fantastic holiday season. If you celebrate, Happy New Year, yay, 2013. Um, cool. So, yeah, I apologize. This week we are discussing how our narratives are very different from others because of our um, API backgrounds and whatnot. And so, yeah, I am first generation Chinese American. Um, yeah, I was born here in the States, and yeah, I grew up in a not so very traditional Chinese household. Um, I don't know, like we didn't speak Chinese in the household, which is fine. So I don't know really much Chinese. But my grandparents and my dad's side of the family is pretty. They're not like super traditional, but um, I guess a little bit. We celebrate Chinese New Year and all that fun stuff. And anyways, so um, I guess like the big difference that I can really think of and something that I've been struggling with lately is dealing with my dad's side of the family, who is like the more, I'll say, traditional side of my family as opposed to my mom's side. My grandparents on my mom's side have passed. And my aunts, a couple of my aunts on my mom's side know and are super cool and very liberal about that. For the most part, my mom's side is pretty liberal. And then, like, the rest of my mom's side, I'm just, like, not as close with because everyone lives all over the country. So, um, my dad's side of the family, however, I was very close to growing up. We used to live out in the East Coast, and my grandparents and my dad's brother and his family live together um, in New York City. And so we would go visit them a lot. And I haven't come out to them. And I think the biggest difference, as an API person, um, is that I've struggled a lot with like the language barrier. Now everyone on my dad's side, for the most part, understands English to a certain extent, except like my great grandmother. Um, she knows very little. My grandparents, I think they can understand English better. Or I guess they understand it better than they can speak it. But when it comes to things like being transgender or being queer, I feel like there's a language barrier there, and that they wouldn't really understand those terms and whatnot. And I also just haven't really tried coming out to them yet. I don't really know how to, and I rarely see them now. I live in St. Louis. They live in New York. Like, when my family and I moved to the Midwest, we would see that side of the family maybe like once a year, and now I haven't seen them in over a year. And actually, when I was home for the holidays, my grandma and my aunt called, and they were both very confused. I'm pretty sure my grandma was really confused on the phone because, like, starting hormones, my voice has dropped, and I think she thought that was like my dad on the phone because she was speaking like Chinese and Spanish to me. Side note, my both my parents were born in Cuba. Yeah, I know, crazy. And so, like, Spanish is my parents' first language, and then they know Chinese a little bit here and there. And then, like, my grandparents like learned how to speak Spanish when they moved to Cuba. Both sides of my family. Yeah, right. Crazy. Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know. It was difficult. I was trying to like talk in a higher voice with my aunt. She was so super confused. I was like, no, 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 it's me. And I was like using my birth name, and um, but yeah, I think like the one big thing that differentiates my narrative as opposed to say someone else's, um, as far as like my API background is like the big language barrier. and explaining that to them, and I'm really unfortunately struggling with that. And like I want to come out, and I'm not hiding anything from them, but I don't know how to tell them, like, oh, I'm a boy, but like I'm a different boy, and I've been taking hormones, and I got surgery, and like I don't know how to tell them that. So that's I think one big thing. And I think actually for my family, that's like the biggest difference that I've found with being Chinese and whatnot. Because, like I said, for the most part, I come from a very non-traditional Chinese family. We're for the like I think my family's pretty open-minded and very liberal, um, whereas other not to generalize, but maybe other Chinese families are more traditional and a lot more strict and have stricter parents and this and that. I'm really not trying to generalize or assume anything about anyone's family, but that's the one thing that I've realized about me and my family and my life and my stories. So I hope that made sense. Again, I apologize. In 2 weeks, I will be on time and upload my video on Tuesday as opposed to Wednesday. But, anyways, I hope everyone's doing well, and